Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my overall takeaways from the New York Knicks Summer League. As we all know, yesterday, they fell short in the championship game over the Portland Trail Blazers, but I really feel like this Summer League should give a lot of Knicks fans excitement about what we saw from this young club in the New York Knicks, that being from Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, Jericho Sims, to Trevor Keels, to G. Montero. The entire club really looked like a team that played together and has a lot of upside and should give Knicks fans excited for where this Knicks team is headed in the future. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you guys want to comment down below your thoughts of the Knicks Summer League game and what your thoughts of your biggest takeaways from the Summer League. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. So first and foremost, my biggest takeaway from the Summer League game as a whole is I really feel like this entire New York Knicks Summer League squad played so well together. They played very well in terms of basketball when it comes to team. And that goes from the offense and on the defensive side of the ball. And yes, I know in the championship game, they did not really look like as dominant as they were throughout the entire Summer League. But if you really watch that game, the ball movement was there. They were still playing together. Just unfortunately for them, the shots were not falling for them. They were ice cold from beyond the arc in that game. But I really feel like it's a stem of the coaching staff. It's a stem of what head coach Tom Thibodeau for this team is trying to instill in this franchise, and the culture that he's trying to implement is playing together, playing off of each other, making the right read. Do not be a selfish basketball player, making sure you're tied on a string on the defensive side of the ball and switching and communicating. And that's what we saw from this Knicks Summer League team, is them understanding that you have to play together in this league. You have to be unselfish in order to be a successful basketball team. And I really feel like that is a good sign that the Knicks are trending in the right direction in that terms of, the system, because that's what it's all about. We saw this system work beautifully in Tom Thibodeau's first season with the New York Knicks, us going to the 4th seed. And unfortunately last year, it took a big step backwards in the wrong direction. So now it's a really interesting situation of what this system is going to look like in year number 3 with the addition of Jalen Brunson. Are we going to go out there and trade for Donovan Mitchell? We do not know. Are the young core going to be sticking together? Is Grimes going to be on the team next year? Is Obi, are all these guys staying pat? Like, if you want to talk about two different scenarios, let's say we hold on to the young core, we hold on to the kids, and we run it with the team on the roster right now, it looks like a team that's going to be improved. But I really feel like the biggest X factor for this team is, can the New York Knicks buy into the head coach's system, and that being the defensive mindset that he really instilled in this Knicks team when he first came here? Because I really believe that this system is proven to be very good if it's executed properly on the defensive side of the ball. So that's the biggest thing I took away from the Summer League as they played as a team. And I'm really excited to see what head coach Tom Thibodeau does in year number 3 with this squad. And then individually players, Quentin Grimes really proved to be the guy that was one of the better players in the entire Summer League. That's what it really proved to the entire league, is that he's a guy that's ascending, entering year number 2. He's a lights out shooter. He's shown his ability to put the ball on the floor, attack the rim, become a 3-level scorer, actually being able to size people up off the dribble, being able to handle pick and rolls, being a playmaker on the offensive side of the ball is something that he really did not display as a rookie. So you could tell that he put a lot of work in the offseason. And of course, we all know that Quentin Grimes is an absolute dog when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, and that was on full display, getting steal after steal, playing great perimeter defense, communicating with his teammates, becoming that leader. That's another thing I took away from Grimes this year, is he really put that leadership role on his shoulder where, he knew that he was a year 2 guy, that the young guys like Keels and Montero and all the young squad's gonna be looking up to Quentin Grimes and looking up to the other year 2 players like McBride and Sims. And I really feel like Grimes took on that leadership role. Whenever the other team went on a run, you saw Quentin Grimes be vocal, you saw him talk to his teammates, you saw him really make sure that everyone's head is in the game. And I love to see that from Grimes. And speaking of Quentin Grimes, he actually made the All-Summer League first team. He did not win the MVP. Keegan Murray, the rookie out of Sacramento, he won the MVP. I feel like if Quentin Grimes played a little better in the championship game, he would have got that nod. But it's still great that Grimes made the first team, and that shows you how dominant he was in the Summer League for the New York Knicks. And then getting into Deuce McBride in the Summer League, he really did show flashes here and there. It wasn't perfect from him. It wasn't like he lit up the Summer League like Quentin Grimes did, but what Deuce McBride showed me is that his defensive ability is there. He shot really efficiently from the field as well, where the ball's in Miles McBride's hand. You can tell that he has a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball, but you cannot deny that the offensive talent is there. And if you can put it all together, I feel like Deuce McBride's potential in this league is a really good point guard that's a defensive-minded guy that can handle the pick and rolls, that can drive to the rim. I feel like the one thing that McBride needs to work on is ability to get to the basket, being able to drive and get those layups, because there's a lot of times where he tried to cross people up, tried to get off screens, and they blitzed him, and he was just settling for those contested mid-range jump shots. So that's something I want to see McBride improve on entering year number 2. And then getting into Jericho Sims. I mean, Jericho Sims definitely looked like the player that that Knicks fans should be excited for to develop for the long term. We gave him that NBA standard contract. He's going to be that third string center or competing for that backup role behind Mitchell Robinson with Isaiah Hartenstein. And I feel like Jericho Sims, we all know the verticals there. We know the springs are there, but I feel like he showed a different element to his game in the Summer League this year of showing touch around the rim, being able to crash the rebounds, being that freakishly athletic player that he truly is, and putting the ball on the floor. We saw Jericho Sims try to cross people up, pull out some spin moves, post people up down low. So I feel like Jericho Sims took this Summer League and he really wanted to show off what he could potentially become in the future. It wasn't perfect for Jericho Sims in the championship game. He definitely got worked on the defensive side of the ball. He needs to improve on that end if he really wants to become a long-term guy for this Knicks team. But that's the best thing about Jericho, man. He's a 58th overall pick last year, entering year number 2. He still has a lot of room to grow, and I feel like he's a player with so much upside that should give Knicks fans a lot of excitement. And then getting into Ferran Hunt, I mean, this player, his first game with the Knicks Summer League, he just took over. I mean, we're all like, wow, Hunt, the two-way player for the Knicks? This is a guy that Knicks fans should be excited about. He is a guy that looks like a slasher, a wing player that's going to be a defensive-minded guy, can hit the threes here and there, but that's not really his specialty. He's a freakishly athletic player that runs the floor, energy through the roof, is a transition alley-oop waiting to happen, can dunk on people if he gets to the rim, but I do feel like he needs to work on his layups in the championship game. In the championship game in particular, there are a lot of times where he's cutting to the rim and he was getting the ball, but he was just missing layups. And that definitely needs to work on. But I feel like if Hunt's name is called throughout the season, if there's a lot of injuries, I do like his energy. I do like what we saw from Hunt throughout the entire Summer League. Then Trevor Keels, you know, as a rookie in the Summer League, as an 18-year-old, he did not really show anything to us Knicks fans that's, you know, making us super excited about his potential for the future. But at the end of the day, I did not really expect Trevor Keels to light up Summer League or do anything that crazy because he is an 18-year-old second-round pick. That's usually the guys that you develop for the long term. He's not going to be able to, he's not a finished product by any means necessary. You know, to go out there in the Summer League and play as an 18-year-old and go up against all these potential, you know, NBA players and first-round picks, you know, we all know that Trevor Keels has a long way to go. He needs to play in the Westchester Knicks for a couple of years, really develop and gain his confidence because he did not really show that much in the Summer League that gives Knicks fans super excitement. And then off the bench, you know, Gene Montero, he didn't really do too much in the Summer League that, you know, I feel like he kind of disappointed in my opinion because the expectations for him going into Summer League is he was supposed to be a first-round pick a while back, and then his stock kind of dropped after his performance last year in his league. And then in the Summer League, you know, he just looked like outmatched. He looked really small out there, didn't really have a lot of confidence, but he did show some flashes. There were some times where he drove to the rim, had a really beautiful floater off the glass, some three-pointers that looked beautiful. I feel like he does have some upside in the NBA. I just don't know if the Knicks are going to give him a contract to stay with the Westchester Knicks or somebody else is going to sign him. So I love Gene Montero's game. I love his story. I feel like that is a really fun thing to watch about Gene Montero, but we'll see what he does in his NBA career. And Jeffries, he was also a player off the bench that showed a lot of energy. Potter off the bench as well. I feel like there were some guys on this Knicks Summer League team that really showed up. My biggest takeaway overall is how the team played together, how they gelled as a unit, because that shows you what Yashimoto as the Summer League coach did, and of course it's a branch of Tom Thibodeau of their coaching staff. So even though we were not able to get the championship dub, we still were the team to make the championship. We're the second best team in the Summer League, and that's something that Knicks fans should be excited about. And obviously the whole Donovan Mitchell trade is looming over our heads, and we're thinking, well, Richie, why are we all talking about Grimes and McBride and all these guys that they're potentially going to be traded away? Well, listen, either their value's up so we can package them for a star like Mitchell, or if they stay with the Knicks, it's not the end of the world because we have these really good players, and I think Quentin Grimes' potential in this league is a lot higher than people think, and I'm really excited to see what he can do in year number 2 in the NBA. So let me know your thoughts down below, your biggest takeaways from the Knicks Summer League. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.